reach more and more and more folks. So there's a time component there with social media. You have to use metrics differently. This comes from Beth Cantor and her blog. I love this. Don't rely on metrics to claim your community is successful. Use metrics to understand your community better. And I told somebody, I told Joe Barca this at dinner last night. I think of social media as you walking into a party. There's 200 people in this party. They're all chatting, glasses are tinkling, you can imagine the whole environment. And you walk in, and before you even listen, you say, "Hi, I'm Joe Rotellla, and I want to talk to you about our products and services. Boy, we have really good products, and I'm thrilled to be here. But did you know about our products? Let me tell you more about our products." Then you realize those 200 people are all talking about a recent death. And you didn't fit in at all. Big mistake. You wouldn't do that at a party if you had any social skills. Social media is about going in and listening first, get the tone, see how things work, and then start to contribute. Do you see the difference? And it's that's a key thing. And use it to listen. On Twitter, and we'll show you Twitter, Southwest Air, JetBlue, Starbucks, they have Twitter accounts they use to listen. So you can go onto Twitter, and if you tweet and say, "I had a terrible flight, blah, 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 blah," and aim it at Southwest Air, not only do they listen, but sometimes they respond. "Hey, we're really sorry about that." Sometimes that's good enough. "Hey, we tried to avoid that. Glad you let us know." Sometimes it's, "Hey, that was a terrible experience. We're going to send you some drink coupons so that even if it happens again, you'll drink so much you'll forget it." That's true. But it's fun. They are listening, right? And if you look for that, people know that. And who doesn't want to talk to a vendor that listens? Right? So it's a great chance for you to listen to that community. Metrics are just part of the picture. So before you go out into any of these bright, shiny things, I want you to document on paper a little plan. And it should have these 6 components. What is your goal? What is the benefit? What will success look like if you achieve this goal? So who cares if your goal is, "I want to have a phenomenal presence on Twitter"? Well, what would be the benefit to you to that? "I would feel really good. I'd be popular." That's not a good goal. So what's your goal? What's the benefit? What metric will you use to measure it? What metric are you going to measure? What thing? Number of followers, influence. What tool will you use? How are you going to get to that goal? What's your strategy? One of the speakers yesterday said, have a plan every month. So 12 months of the year, pick a different topic every month. This month it's LinkedIn. Next month it's Twitter. Next month it's Facebook. And then what's the value of success or the cost? So it is a paradigm shift. Social media is about conversations, and conversations take time. But I just got a lead. It closed. For business this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Colorado that I didn't even know I was marketing to that group. It's a government entity in Colorado who called me about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and said, "Hey, you did a workshop for so-and-so. We would like the same workshop. And we know that it's above our quote for an RFP, so we're going to go single source vendor. We identified you as the only ones able to provide it. We've already put all that through purchasing. We just need to schedule the dates with you." I thought, what? Who are you? And I'm busy frantically trying to pull him up in Sales Logics, which for me is miraculous if I can find him in Sales Logics. And I couldn't. I said, "How did you know this?" "Oh, we found you on Twitter. You tweeted that you were giving a workshop to this government. We saw it. Then we went and checked you out on LinkedIn and read all your recommendations. We called that government, found out what you did, how much it cost, and then we got it all approved internally. We just need your statement of work. That's it." And I said, "Well, what about price?" "Well, we know what you paid. They paid for you. We're in the same geographic region, so we figured it'd be about the same." Okay. And we hung up, and it was $30K. And that's 3 days, this coming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I don't even know what to put in as a lead source. Sales Logic's real fussy about that. And so, no, it is, right? And so Brian Delpia, when I told him this, he kind of yelled at me and said, "Well, this wasn't in your pipeline last month." "No, it wasn't." "Well, how did you market to them?" "I didn't." "Well, how long do you put in the opportunity, how long do you expect to close?" And I was like, "I think it did." I'm not really sure. But they know the price, and we have the dates on the calendar, and they're sending us a PO, and, it was just a weird thing, but that's because he still doesn't get social media. I'm not saying your mileage will be the same, your results may vary, but it was like a gift from God, right? And who knows, they did Twitter, LinkedIn, talked to the other group, and then called me. I was the last to know. So it's word of mouse marketing instead of word of mouth. If you're listening in social media, I love this quote from The Economist. The direct, unfiltered, brutally honest nature of much online discussion is black gold. Texas tea to companies that want to spot trends or find out what customers really think. At a minimum, Google your company. And I don't care if you're on the first page of Google. That's a great goal. But I go look where you hit on page 2, 3, and 4, because that's where someone blogged about you, and they hated you or they loved you. And you should go scope that out, right? So you want to use it to listen. So let's switch. Oh, wait, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, let's talk a little bit about policies. You can't control what your employees say outside of work. But I think you need to educate them. We work with a huge consulting firm, and we partner on several projects together. And I was at one of their partners' offices, and she said, I don't know anything about Twitter. You're on Twitter all the time. Can you show it to me? Yeah, sure. So we brought up Twitter. Then she said, oh, who's following you? One of them was one of our joint clients, a big joint client. So we went and looked at that. Oh, okay. Oh, who are they following? One of the ones they were following was one of her developers. Oh, wow, what's he say? So we clicked on him. Just because of my bad karma, I guess, within the last 10 minutes, he had posted, turning perfectly good HTML into a pile of crap because my boss said so. And this partner has a lot of control issues. So she looked at that, and you could see she started to get a little rash. And then she said, well, who saw that? Your client. Our client? Which client? That client. I never saw spontaneous human combustion before. We were that close. So she exploded. Well, I'm on fire. You can't. What do you mean can't? You can't control. Well, you can't control when he doesn't work. And maybe you have an internet usage policy. You can't use social media on your PCs, but Twitter you can do from your phone. Maybe it came out during lunch because it was right around lunch hour. So instead of freaking out about this, especially if you have Gen X, Gen Y folks, millennials, you are not going to turn them off Facebook, Twitter, these accounts. Instead, I think you might have to educate them about what you do in public life. If you use your real name, people can find you, and that might affect our business relationship with folks, which could impact your career. I think you might actually have to connect those exact dots, because otherwise you don't have any control of that. Does that make any sense? So you might want to leave here and go back to your office and have a class on LinkedIn, have a class on Twitter, have a class on Facebook, and then stress the importance of, if you're going to be drunk with like chandeliers on your head, use a stage name. Your real name. Don't use your real name. So be careful there about some of your policies. And I think a little bit Wayne mentioned, you can reuse content and concepts. Wayne was outstanding this morning when he said he takes his blog posts and basically twice a month pulls them together to make a newsletter. So, you can do press releases. You're going to send those out to Dig. Social media releases, that's a whole new thing. Bloggers love this kind of stuff. So if you're interested in SMRs, you want to read a book called PR 2.0. But PR 2.0 says, here's a press release. That's the story everybody's going to copy-paste. A social media release is a group of things. Here's the press release. Here's a few quotes from people related to it. Here's our logo and how to use it. Here's a video.